Good afternoon. Many blessings, ladies and gents. Um, it is still the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. And I understand that a lot of people right now are upset. It's not an easy conversation going on right now. It's not an easy time in the US right now, across the board for African Americans and minorities alike. It has been hard. This pandemic has been hard. This pandemic and everything else going on has been hard on everybody. More so the minorities. It has been hard on all of us because of everything that's been going on. The fact of being, it's majority of us who are losing our jobs. It is majority of us who are not being covered by our government. It is a lot of us who is being the target in everything going on. We've been the target as long as we've been in the US, even before so. My heart right now is heavy. My soul, my spirit is heavy. And I'm disgusted. I am very, very disgusted with everything that is going on in the US. I try to be positive about everything. I want to say, many blessings when I started this podcast, but I felt like right now wasn't the time. Instead of saying many blessings, I want to say, I want to cover you with protection. I've been the last couple days praying to the gods, doing protection spells. Because if you guys didn't realize, I am a witch. I do practice, not as much as I should, and in my own way. I've been doing protection spells over a lot of people who have been not rioting, protesting, because the media wants to say that we're rioting. Yes, there are some of us who are rioting, and then there are some of us who are peacefully protesting. There is a lot of people who are going into the protest and starting riots to make us look bad. I want people to understand that you have all right to be upset. You have all right to protest. You have all right to speak your mind. But what's not okay is, in a time of a pandemic, is to show your true colors. Because right now, you should be fearing for yourself. Yes, I'm fully aware racism still exists. I'm fully aware. Am I okay with it? No, I don't think anybody's okay with it. If anybody was okay with it, we wouldn't be going through the things that we're going through right now in the US. As an empath, I feel everyone's pain. I've been trying my best to heal my spirit, to quiet my soul, but I'm angry and I'm sad, and I mean deeply saddened. And I'm disgusted with a lot of racist people bringing their children out, having them dressed up and loaded with guns. And one thing I can definitely say is, mentally, this situation is not good. This is not good spiritually. The situation is, it's deepening, it's hard, and I will never stop having pride for myself. And one thing I can definitely say is those who are in the minority should feel this. Those who are gay should really feel this. Me being pansexual and then also being African American, I'm very upset. And I'm very upset with everything going on. As peaceful as I want to be, I can still be mad. I have a lot of friends who definitely took some time out, who went to the protests. And the only reason I didn't go to the protests is because I live in St. Mary's. I don't live close to Jacksonville. I was very, 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 very close. Proud of everybody who shared their videos. I was very happy to see how peaceful we were and how it didn't break out into riots. And again, like I'm one of those people that I know how the US works. I know how people work. If racist people can see an opportunity to infiltrate, like to get into protests and turn the situation around, they will. And because this is happening at the end of Mental Health Awareness Month, going into Pride Month, we should really be sticking together. Those, especially in the LGBT community, need to really be standing by, because at one point in time, you guys had discrimination against you as well. And to this day, you still have discrimination against you. So if anything, we should all be on the same playing field, because I don't think you guys realize that no matter what happens as human beings, we're going to constantly, if you are not one of the few human beings that think of everybody as equal and you're not competing with people, you're going to constantly compete. And I don't get why racism don't, like, people who are racist don't get it. There is a history. There is shown and proven history. We can all be European American. We can be white, white, completely white as paper, all of us. But God forbid, my sister has blonde hair and blue eyes, and I have brunette hair and hazel eyes. She will probably be superior to me. It is literally shown. World War II, they were collecting people who were still technically white. They may have been Jewish, but they were white. And they were still discrimination against. In Africa, there was a whole war about people who were darker versus lighter, where they were killing off their own kind. So even if they get what they want at the end of the day, you're still going to be having those same issues down the line. If white racists and the white supremacy get what they want, they're still going to be not happy. They're still going to be upset. They have nothing better to do with their lives but to hate. And you know what? I feel like people who do nothing but have hate in their heart is going to be miserable for their entire life, because they'll never be satisfied. They'll never be happy. They're never going to find happiness in the small things of life. And I'm real sad that I found out that a lot of people that I was cool with are quiet. Especially those who are gay. And I sat here and I fought with them. I sat, like, fought beside them, and I went to, Pride with them and all this other stuff to find out that they are on the wrong playing field, not realizing most of the people who are white supremacists do hate gay people. For you to be racist and gay at the same time, you don't realize that you are not going to fit in nowhere in any way, shape, or form. I have literally had problems sleeping because my spirit has been disturbed. I know the gods are crying. They're not happy with everything. And like I said, I've been, for the last couple of days, been doing protection spells for all my friends who have been going to the protest and fighting the cause. And I keep having to explain to my friend, because I have a friend, she wanted to go to the protest, but she also wanted to shield her little nephew from everything going on. So she ended up taking him somewhere else versus going to the protest. And then somebody got on her about it. But she's been sharing, she's been speaking her mind on social media platforms, she's been protesting on social media platforms. As long as you are protesting, it does not mean you have to physically go out and protest. For me, my health is important. I have asthma. I can't afford to be out in large crowds because of my health. And I've been dealing with endometriosis, so I can't be out for too long without being in pain. So God forbid I'm at a protest and I'm sitting here and I'm not around people who know that about my endometriosis pain and I pass out because of pain. That's why I didn't go to a protest. Plus the fact of being I'm too far, I'm 45 minutes away. And I didn't know about it until like as it was going on. You can't tell a person how to protest or how to be in this situation. If they can't physically go to a protest, don't be mad at them. As long as they are still speaking, putting out a cause, telling you how to share, telling you how to end up making sure that we make things right, you shouldn't be mad at them. They're doing their part as much as they possibly can because you don't know their full situation. They may have kids that they're worried about. They may have to work. They may have things that they have to do. The US, as much as the rules have been, the US has been destined to fail the minority all the way away. No ifs, ands, or buts. We are protesting not just against corrupted cops. We are protesting against a corrupted government that has always been against us. We're standing to get everything and get the justice that we deserve, that we've been deserving for years, for centuries. One thing I can honestly go ahead and tell you is that even if we can get those cops arrested, we still need to take our time and we need to vote and change the rules. Because even if we can get somebody into office or deputy or sheriff or whatever the case may be we need to make sure that we are looking at the rules and changing those rules so that they are accountable for those rules. For those who are white and don't understand why we are so mad, you need to look at our history. Know your history. The reason why the vast majority of the people in the US, undocumented, but it's a theory, because a lot of Black people do not go seek medical help. They don't seek, mental health for any reason. The vast majority of Black people suffer the most when it comes to mental health. It is proven. There was a study that I read about a couple years back that the only reason why the numbers are off for us is because we don't go seek therapy. We don't go seek medical help. We don't go seek treatment for depression. We don't seek treatment for a lot of things. But we have the highest cases of PTSD. We have the highest cases of depression and anxiety. Minorities do, especially Black women, because we fear every day, are we going to lose our brothers, our sons, our daughters, our best friends, our husbands, our fathers, our sisters? Every day, we fear. Waking up in fear. We wake up in fear. And for these white people who are these Karens or Chads, as we say them, who are calling the police and saying that they fear us, Baby, you don't know real fear. You know, I am 5'3", 180 pounds. I live in South Georgia, North Florida border. I live in one of the most racist areas in the US. The Bible Belt, quotation marks as well. We live in an area that does not favor African Americans or those in the anybody who is slightly more tan than them. Literally the first day I moved here in February, we went to a Walmart and I had a guy literally said, I don't know what she mad about, but I would love to make her mad. I am literally exotic here and not in the good way. I fear every morning. And that's not a way to live. That's not a way to live for anybody, is to wake up in fear. Is this going to be my last day? Is this going to be the last time I talk to my brothers, my sisters, my moms? And yes, I said moms because I have two of them. I have a stepmom and I have a mother. And then I also have some who I've claimed as my parents. Yes, I'm Gothic. Yes, I am a witch. But you know what? It's funny that the Gothic community is standing behind supporting anti-racism compared to the people who are quiet, people who are witches in the US. Everything that's going on in this world is unjust. I am a strong friend. I'm one of those people that people always want to come to and talk to. Right now, I know everybody's tension's on high. Everybody's upset. Everybody is scared. Everybody's angry. Mixed emotions is welcomed. But in the midst of all of this, we're so busy paying attention to the media. We're not getting the right information. People are just sharing without doing the research. We have people who are infiltrating these protests. We have set up, people leaving bricks in places, people purposely vandalizing buildings to make it look like we are not protesting peacefully. For those who are protesting, if you happen to see somebody looting or doing something, then you need to stop them. Now, my dad told me something yesterday, which was, I didn't think about it at first. Some people are just looting because they have nothing else. Some people didn't get those stimulus checks. They're looking at this as an opportunity. They lost their job. They're angry. They're going out into these protests. And they're not racist. I'm not saying that. But my dad basically said that some of these people are looking at this as an opportunity to go ahead and get stuff that they need because they couldn't be able to get it any other time. And like I was sitting here telling my dad, I was like, all this stuff that was pushed under the rug during the time that we were locked up, yeah, we have all rights to be mad. We were pent up in a house. We've never been pent up in a house before for that long. For us to turn around and get let loose, and then all these news articles that we didn't see before is out. Now we angry. We big mad. We already mad because we lost our jobs. We've been sitting at home doing nothing. So make sure you take that energy and channel it in the right direction if you are going out to do stuff peacefully. There is a lot of relief out there. There's a lot of community people who are out there trying to make sure that for those who did suffer, that we can get you the things that you need. We can get you toilet paper. We can get you food. We can do this. So don't take this opportunity for these peaceful protests to go out and loot because you have nothing. You didn't go out and get those free handouts. You'd rather go steal something versus going to go to these free handouts. Now, that's for the people who are not racist and they're not infiltrating these protests and trying to make it look bad. But just for those who are infiltrating the protests for ill intent to make us look bad, there is a special place in hell for you. Wherever you want to say hell, Hades, the underworld, I mean, wherever you want to go. I mean, if you have that much hate in your heart against Black people, I need you to understand most of the shit that you enjoy in life comes from guess who? Us. The music you like listening to, rock music, jazz music, origin comes from us. You have a hate against a culture that is giving you and providing you most of the shit you enjoy in your life. Peanut butter, that was done by us. And most of y'all have had a PB&J sandwich in one point in time in your life. I trying to stay sane about this situation, protect my energy, stay from being depressed, my anxiety. It's hard. It's been real hard. The day that George died, I don't know what it was, but ironically enough, it was the day that I could not, for the life of me, I kept spacing out. And I didn't know why I couldn't stop spacing out. And I told my sister, I was like, I don't know what's wrong. We were in the middle of playing a game the day that he died. And I couldn't, for the life of me. I just kept telling her, I don't know what's going on. I just keep spacing. I keep spacing. I keep spacing. My soul knew something was wrong. Because an innocent man lost his life. And for those people who are sitting here and not understanding why people are upset, you really need a reality check. You really do. Like, in all seriousness. I want peace. But until we get justice, and I mean not true justice, because first degree murder is getting taken off the table. Second degree murder is getting taken off the table. Third degree murder is being put on the table. That means the first two counts, they're not looking at life sentences. They're not looking at long times. They're looking at a few years and then being let go. They serve their time. No, it is not justified. And the thing is, a lot of these protests that are peaceful, that turn into riots, is now enforcing curfews. And with curfews and people not following curfews, and like I was saying yesterday on my live on IG, is that a lot of these states, a lot of these cities are going to enforce curfews. They're going to have people roaming down the streets. Martial law is going to go into order because the chaos is going to get too out of hand. And this is what they're wanting. They're wanting the chaos to get out of hand because they could not put martial law into effect during the pandemic when they were enforcing the stay at home. But with this curfew, with people's lives being put in danger because it's being staged, martial law is going to go into effect. A lot of the stuff that is going on right now has been predicted by those who have predicted our future. So we are sitting here and we're playing into the hands. I'm going to only support Black-owned businesses. I'm protesting and sharing the right information. I'm going to continue using my podcast to speak upon this stuff. I have a lot of friends who are in the police force who are trying to make a better life for those who are in the police force. My uncle, his wife, they're both in the police force in the Midwest. And I fear for them because they might get told to go stay out during one of these protests and be at the wrong end. In Tampa Bay, during their peaceful protests, the mayor and the sheriff was out walking with the people protesting. Because again, like I said, there's a lot of police out there who don't agree with what's going on either. We need to change the system. We need to change the way it is to hold those crooked cops accountable, because we can sit here and get rid of all the crooked cops that are in there now, but that does not say that when they start recruiting new people that they're going to be any better. So we need to change the rules to hold them accountable for their actions. I want peace just as much as everyone else. I am angry just as everyone else. If my spirit can be shown right now, it would just be a ball of flames. I'm trying my best to not cry every time I see something. I'm trying my best to not be disgusted every time I see these white racist people putting their children in full-blown military gear and have them have guns. Because my sister showed me a video of some little kids dressed up in Georgia at one of the protests in Atlanta holding guns. Kids. Racism isn't there from birth. It's given to you by your parents. So I feel like at this point, teachers should also teach these kids that are being brainwashed at a young age to not be racist, to know that at the end of the day, this is what this world is. There's no superior race. There's none. If you want to go based off of what we've endured, the minorities definitely want it. All day, every day, all day. We've endured too much. Spanish, Black, gay people. We've endured so much hate in our lives. For those who are white and you are supporting the anti-racism movement, please use your privilege to protect those who are there. Shield us, walk with us, be by us, because we need you more than ever right now. We have lost so much faith in the system for centuries, in different races, that we need to see that you're standing by us. As, like I said, as a mixed African American who's pansexual, demisexual, and a witch, I'm gonna always have somebody hate on me. Do I care? No. I want someone to know and understand why this is important to share the right information. Continue peacefully protesting. Continue sharing how you feel. But make sure it's a healthy outlet. Don't go looting, don't go rioting. Peaceful protest. You can show people that you're angry without having to show violence. I want people to be safe. I want people to understand. And I want you every single day since this has happened, I have literally texted every one of my friends, everyone that I know who is protesting, every one of my Black kings, my Spanish kings, anybody of minority, to let them know I love them and I want them to be protected. I'm constantly protecting them. They may not know it, but I'm constantly always putting a bearer of protection spells on them every time I say hi to them, every morning. I want them to be safe. I want them to know that I'm thinking of them, that I want them to be safe. And even if this whole situation didn't happen, every day you should tell your friends, your family, your loved ones, I love you. I've been thinking about you. Because you never know when might be the last time you talk to them. Like I said, people, I've lost 3 people during this pandemic. And now with this situation, with these protests, with the world basically going to shit, and it's not even the world. It's mainly the US right now. With everything going to shit, I want everybody to be protected. Invest in some rose quartz, crystals, praise, and then I want you guys to understand. I'm with you guys. I may not physically be able to go out to the protest because of my health, but I'm with you guys. I'm protesting. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm mad. Mad as hell. Because I'm tired of losing people that I care about, my Black brothers and sisters, to senseless violence, to corrupted people. Don't live with hate in your heart, but damn sure do not back down if you see it. We have been taught growing up the difference between right and wrong if you have the right upbringing. So don't hate every cop that you see in uniform because you don't know if they're a good cop. Take time. This is triggering a lot of anxiety for people, PTSD for people, tensions on high end. For those who are upset, those who are losing sleep, those who are getting depressed because of the situation, because of the pandemic, because of people's lives being lost, from people judging you how to protest. As long as you are doing anything that you can, that's all that matters. Yes, to those who are doing nothing, we're paying attention. I'm not saying don't do nothing, but damn sure do not tell somebody how they should protest. As long as they are doing something, that's all that matters. Commend them for the little bit that they can do. And for those who are silent, we're watching. We're deleting you. You're losing out on friends. Educate yourself. And I feel like racist people are the most uneducated and uninformed people because they're so mad at a culture, at a race that has given them almost everything that they enjoy. Everything. From the cars that they drive, the parts that they use. They can get mad at, African Americans. They can get mad at Asian people. But guess what? Most of the stuff you got comes from us. So for order for you to be a full-blown racist, you would have to stop using everything. You would have to go off the grid. Stop using that cell phone you're using, that Samsung. Stop using Sony products. Stop eating peanut butter. Stop using stoplights. That's even better, run that light. Well, I mean, some of y'all do that anyway, drunk, but still. I'm not trying to bash all white people. I'm just bashing racism. Because guess what? There's some African Americans who are racist. There's some Asian people who are racist. I'm bashing racism and I want it to end. We need to change the system. We need to change the formula. We need to unify and become together. Because guess what? There is other things in the world that is more scarier that will kill us, and you guys don't even know it. Stay safe, stay protected, protect your energy. And just remember, it is okay to not be okay. Self-love is the best love, and self-care is the best care. Stay protected. Hug your loved ones every day. And if you can't hug them, because I can't hug mine, I have one sibling with me. The rest of my siblings are other places. My family is other places. Call them, text them, video call them, tell them you love them every fucking day. Protect your spirit, your soul, your energy, and fight for what you believe in. And I want peace for all my people. Next month is definitely Pride Month. So I really want people who is part of the LGBT community to understand that you should be standing with us right now. Because you were discriminated against too. You are still to this day discriminated against. You should really be fighting with me right now, with us. Like I said last week, we're all in this together, and I'm not joking. Because we're human. Racism gotta stop. The fear of what can help every day and whether or not you're gonna die or live needs to stop. It's causing too much anxiety, too much depression, paranoia. All of that is mental. All of that stuff is something we live with our entire lives. I love you guys, and I want those who are close to me to stay protected. Anybody who's listening to my podcast to stay protected. For those who are protesting, stay protected. Stay peaceful. Stand your ground. Do not allow people to infiltrate your protests, your peaceful protests, and start looting and riots. We're allowed to be angry. We're allowed to be sad. We're allowed to be disgusted. Have a wonderful week. The most that you possibly can. Make sure you continue sharing ways that people can to help out in this ordeal that's going on, this chaos. How can somebody make this world better? There's numbers that you can call, that you can text, donations you can make. Help us out, because we need you more than ever. Stand beside us, or step the fuck back. From your friendly neighborhood witch, with love, care, and blessings. Happy Sunday.